I saw what you just did. You went into Google and you typed in, why are vegans? And then the autofill came up and it said, why are vegans fat? That's confusing to me that enough people Google that. But for anyone who just did, and this video popped up, you're in luck. Because I am a vegan, a cool vegan by the way, and a manly vegan. So why are vegans fat? Well, I would argue that most vegans are not fat. That's what I would say. But I think more appropriately the question would be, why are some vegans fat? Or how do some vegans get to the point where they are fat? Or more politically correct, how could it be that any vegan could ever become overweight? That's the politically correct version of that question, and I'm going to answer that very effortlessly. See, it is possible to become overweight and be a vegan. I've actually met some throughout my life because us vegans happen to know each other. But most recently I was in California and San Diego and I met a vegan or two, and they were both overweight. They were actually married. And they don't personally know me. I just met them at a health store, so they'll never know who I am or anything like that past this video or even see this video. So how could they be overweight? Well, here's how you become overweight as a vegan. See, there's certain gray areas that can get you. For example, sugar. The whole concept of being vegan ultimately comes down to the fact that you're not consuming animal products at all. So no meat, no dairy, no eggs. Well, in the list of all those no's, sugar is not included. Now for me, it's pretty obvious that for me, I'm a vegan for health reasons. My eczema went away, my sinus and allergies went away, my pet allergies went away, all those things went away. Not to mention I obviously lost weight in the process. But sugar obviously has a large effect on your health. So if you can still get rid of all the animal products, but if you still consume sugar, especially processed sugar, I mean, because it's one thing to have fruit. You know, a banana's got 3 tablespoons of sugar in it. But if you have, let's say, when it comes to sugar, you could have Oreos. Oreos are probably the best example of this. It's not just the sugar, but it's also the oil. You know, I've said before that as a vegan, it's scientifically impossible to consume as high as 1% of my daily cholesterol. Because even though vegan food, which obviously is only from plants, even if it's high in fat, it's still got 0% cholesterol. Well, there's a gray area not only with the sugar, because the sugar helps, you know, process the fat and keep it kind of in your body, but also the oil. Oil is basically the other side of that gray area as far as the sugar goes. Because the oil, let's say it's from any kind of vegetable, it doesn't matter. We can say peanuts, for example. Peanut oil. Let's just use that. That a lot of French fries are used in. I think McDonald's actually use peanut oil, right? So oil, even though it is less than 1% of your daily cholesterol, it's definitely high in fat. So if you were eating, for example, cashews, you'd probably get sick before you ate too much of it because it's so high in protein and fat as well. So the cholesterol wouldn't really get you. But if you consumed, like, let's say a lot of fries, they have all that vegetable oil in them, high fat, and you wouldn't be getting the protein with that. The fat wouldn't be coming from a protein source. The fat would be coming from a process source, because oil is part of the fat that you would usually be attached to protein. Okay? So it's separating the fat from the protein. Same concept. If you do that with sugar, for example, if you take fruit juice and only drink fruit juice, you're getting plenty of sugar, and sure, you're getting some vitamins, but you're doing away with all the fiber. So when you separate the sugar from the fiber, or you separate the oil from the fat that had protein attached to it, what you're doing is you're processing things to where if you have a diet that, even if it's vegan, if it's high in oils and fats, you're still going to gain weight, especially too if you don't exercise. So to answer your question, why are vegans fat? Which again, I think what they're really meaning is, how could you be overweight if you're a vegan? Then my answer would be this. That would be a vegan who's doing three things wrong. They are consuming a lot of processed sugars, like say drinking a lot of soda, drinking a lot of juice, fruit juice. That'll do it. because you really should be actually eating the fruit, not just drinking it. The next way we're going wrong here is the oils. If you're eating a lot of food with oils, you're still going wrong. Like, for example, I mentioned fried foods. I mentioned French fries, but fried foods in general, you're getting a higher intake of oils. If you cook with a lot of oils, you're still doing it there. So you have to watch the oils, that and the sugar. And then lastly, exercise. Obviously, I exercise a lot. I shoot a lot of my videos while exercising during my work hours. I work a real job during the day, and I like to be on the move. If I'm going to be moving anyway, I might as well shoot some videos, right? So the way you become, quote, a fat vegan is you consume too much processed food in the form of oils and sugars, and then on top of that, not exercising. So as a vegan, I am very mindful to watch out for processed sugar. I eat sugar in the form of whole fruits, mainly. As far as oils go, no, I consume foods that have high fat, like cashews and avocados, but they're not processed. They're eating them whole. So I get, even though it's high in fat, it's not processed like oil is. And then lastly, I'm exercising. No one in the world could possibly have answered your question better than me. So it's a good thing you Googled that today, and it's a good thing I was here to save the day. My name is Nick Shell. I'm the Manly Vegan, and you're not going to find a better answer than that. You like me now. Subscribe, only if you want to, because you don't have to.